Now we're moving into the realm of my signature move. That the north-south choke is my move. Okay, I've worked on it over the last few years. When I first started doing it, lots of people didn't really know what it was, and we've got lots of people with it. These days, it's getting a little bit more difficult. So I'm going to look at one way that I set it up. I set it up this way all the time. So I'm in side control, I'm pinning, I'm driving. I'm going to allow Graham to get his underhook. Okay, I'm allowing him to think that he's kind of escaping at this point. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my elbow to the side of his head and I lift his shoulder, so I allow him to think that he's semi-getting the escape, and I drive the flat of my hand down to the line of his spine. This hand then goes and blocks his hip. So my hand is going top of my hand up and I just block his hip here. He can't turn any further forward because my chest is kind of in the way of the shoulder. Alright, I'm kind of sprawling and lying in kind of an arch on here. What I'm then going to do is I'm going to start pivoting and driving his body over my own arm, and I pop it through. At this point, I lift my hips in the sky so that I can get past the other arm. It doesn't matter if I do get past the arm or if I don't get past the arm. Then all I'm going to do is I'm going to move out to north-south. Graham's head is going to fit into this lovely little triangle that I've produced. This hand stays by his hip. I don't need both hands to finish the triangle choke. All I then do is sprawl on the floor, keeping my rib cage next to his jaw, right? And I put my head down on the ground, which obviously I can't do because you won't be able to hear me. And at this point, I just start to push his hip and start to wiggle backward, making that triangle smaller until I get the tap. Now, the problem with the north-south choke is it takes some time, but it's a fun choke to apply and it takes no energy, because what I'm doing with this little triangle, if I can move your wonderful head at the moment, is that when I'm lying in this position, his neck's in this little triangle here, and as I move back, all I'm doing is I'm using my pec and my bicep, keeping my forearm behind the back of his neck. I move back, and as you can see, as I move back, his neck's getting extended and that little triangle's getting smaller. Okay, as that triangle gets smaller, the choke gets tighter. As the choke gets tighter, they'll fight it, but eventually it gets everybody.